Welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at some of the important talking points to make while conducting intake appointments. This is in no particular order, but let's just jump right into it. There's quite a bit of explanation here. So, the Independent Studies program is voluntary, which means the families are choosing to participate in it for whatever reason. And if they want to return back to the homeschool at any time, they're welcome to do that. And they should be, placed with a schedule within 5 days of the request. Equally, if a student would like to request a different teacher, they're welcome to do that as well. The program has 6 or more teachers available to choose from. The student is enrolled at their home school and participating in the Independent Studies program, which means they're actually students of that school still. The Independent Studies program is not a school. It's a program that serves all of the schools. So if a student is enrolled in Mount Eden High School and they're participating in the Independent Studies program, they are still allowed to participate in school activities like any other member of the student body. Furthermore, if they so choose, students can take no more than one class on site at their home school while participating in the Independent Studies program. This might be if a student is on the A through G track and they need to take chemistry with a lab or a foreign language. Our program does not qualify for A through G in some courses, and therefore they would have to take that course in their home school. Equally, they could take theater if they wanted to, or any other class that they would want to, limited to one at a time. Let's see here. Student academic check-in appointments are scheduled twice weekly. Typically, that's on Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. Because the way our schedule is arranged, we've bundled all of our prep periods for Friday. And we spend Fridays working on paperwork rather than meeting with students. As a concept, students need to understand that attendance is based on completed work, that it's not enough to just show up to the meetings and not turn anything in, but their attendance is based on actually completing work and submitting that work. And around that, this is independent studies. So the expectation is for students to conduct their own learning, take the initial steps to studying, reading chapters, and make sense of the curriculum and the assignments given. Now, teachers are available for planning and academic support. So if the student has any questions or needs some academic support, that's what we're here for. But there's a fine line between providing support and offering regular direct instruction. If a student needs direct instruction on a regular basis, perhaps this is not the program for them. You want to make sure that you provide your contact information to the family and the student, because one of the primary ways that we communicate with our students is through text or email, but primarily text. Families like to know what their student is doing, especially because they're only in school with you a couple hours a week, and the rest of their time is unstructured. Also, you want to make sure to describe the behavioral expectations. Even though we're not a school, we're a program, we still do dismiss students from the program if they are belligerent or sexually harass or threatening or things of that nature. But also, assignments are due weekly and they're expected to be completed and submitted in a timely manner. Another idea that is unique to independent studies is that academic credit is earned by completing hours of assignments. In the traditional high schools, Hayward, Mount Eden, and Tennyson, the ratio of academic hours to a credit is 18 to 1, which means 90 hours of work is equal to 5 credits, and 180 hours of work is equal to 10 credits. That's a full school year. On the other hand, Brinkwood's students have a slightly lower ratio of 15 hours per credit, which means it takes about 75 hours to make 5 credits and 150 hours to earn 10 credits. Families and students really appreciate reviewing the student's transcript and interpreting it for them so that they understand the credits earned and the credits needed in order to graduate. And based on that transcript evaluation, you can decide and discuss what courses the student may want to take. Some are obviously mandatory for graduation, and others are going to be electives or maybe aligned with the student's interests. You want to make sure that you schedule weekly appointments, as I mentioned earlier, on Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. And very important, review and sign the participation contract. This needs to be signed by the parent, by the student, and the teacher and the counselor if they are there. And it must be dated either on or after or on the enrollment date is the ideal. But the contract can be signed before the student starts, but not after the student starts. And finally, since so much of our work is conducted online, even though you may want to give students a paper option, you want to make sure that the student has access to a computer and a reliable internet connection. Again, I know that it is a lot of information. The more intakes that you conduct, the more comfortable and familiar you will be with the nature of the program and the expectations of the program. Thanks for joining me. Please download and print this slide from the slide deck or PDF and use it as a reference as you conduct your own intakes. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that was informative, and I'll see you next time.